Motion. In this situation, we experimented the inertia, which is the Newton's first law of motion. We pushed a cup of water through the surface of the table. When we push the cup, it does not take a long time for it to stop because of friction, but the water still going in the same velocity, which make the water spills.
In this action, the subject gives force to the object by pushing it forward. By doing that, the Newton's third law of motion, which is every action equals an opposite and equal reaction, is applied. This results the subject to also push backward.
The treadmill is moving by the engine inside of the object. In this case, we used a button to move the treadmill. If we hit the stop button, the treadmill will slowly decelerating and eventually stop, caused by friction. In this experiment, we can see how inertia works by hitting the gong, which causes the gong to keep on shaking and produce a sound. We waited approximately 1.5 minutes. Then the gong stopped moving because there are no other external forces acting.
Smack it! Oh, what a goal! And the man, number one. What a fantastic goal. And two goalkeepers in the net, you wouldn't save that one. Nice strike! Oh, better than nice! Wonderful! Magnificent player. Strides around the field like a colossus. Winning tackles, tracking back.
The experiment consists of a subject kicking two balls. One is heavier and one is lighter. If the subject kicks both balls in the same velocity, the heavy one it will go slower than the light one. If we kick the light one, it will go faster than the heavy one. In this case, we can know how the big mass can affect low acceleration and small mass affect high acceleration.
The third law of motion can be found in our everyday lives, even in simple forms such as sitting down. When you're sitting down on an object, for example a bench, your body exerts force downwards on the bench or on whatever object you're sitting on. This also happens to the bench. it will exert force upwards, allowing you to sit down without it falling down or collapsing.
In the second example, the action occurs when the tissue is thrown to the bin. The force of the tissue will cause an opposite reaction from the bin and causes it to swing.
This also happens when cars are thrown to the wall. Because the force of the wall is bigger than the cars will bounce back. As explained before, motion can be stopped due to gravity and friction. This is an example of the third law of motion, which is where the action is throwing the paper airplane and the reaction is having it fly away. However, because there is gravity, the paper airplane will slowly fall.